Hi guys, so I will be talking about Grave of the Fireflies, which is a Studio Ghibli film, I believe, and it was released in 1988, so it's been a while. um, this movie is highly rated on my anime list because I think it's in the top 100, so it's really popular. So, basically, it's about, I'll be reading this off. As World War II reaches its conclusion in 1945, Japan faces widespread destruction in the form of American bombings, devastating city after city. So this is a story about Seita and his sister Setsuko and their two Japanese children whose lives were like ravaged by the brutal war. They lost their mom, lost their father, they lost their home. They basically lost everything. And so they were orphaned and they meet all these adults and they find out that they don't really care about these children, but also like they can see like how this war really changed people and how they made them cruel. And so these siblings go on this like basically go around this trip and they're trying to survive from all these bombings and they're trying to survive from all the diseases that are going on. So my thoughts on this were kind of like disappointing. I want to say this is a good movie, but I can't because I feel like this movie had major plot elements that had to be addressed. And like, don't get me wrong, I thought the story was okay. Like, especially with the Japanese bombings, I thought that was like very like I think it's kind of realistic in a way because like it did happen in history. But there's some plot that wasn't written well. I feel like there's points where like it can be like a really good like movie, but like I don't know if that's just my opinion. However, if you are bored and you want to watch something that deals with war, I feel like it's a good anime. It's supposed to be like I think it's like slice of life. I don't think it's slice of life actually. I think it's just tragic, just drama. But this is spoiler. This is spoiler territory. So it starts off like like really chill, like but then the first bombings went off, and then their mom dies, and Seita, he sees his mom. He and his sister travel to find his mom, and they go to the school and they find his mom burnt like a crisp, like a burnt chicken nugget, right? Like you cannot see any skin whatsoever. And Seita just looks at her and he does not shed a single tear. Like the one part of this movie, it wasn't realistic because if I saw my mom burnt, I would be crying. But no, you know what this man does? He goes outside and he goes to those long bars and he just starts doing like flips around it. And I was like, I guess he's trying to like distract himself from it. But I was kind of like shook because I was like, your mom just died. You were trying to find her for like a whole week, and then you like it just did not make sense to me. And so after that scene, I was kind of like whack, like what's going on? But then you find out his dad actually died on a ship, and this is towards the end of the movie. But he's like, oh, like he does not cry. Like it was like bro, like what are you doing? But then okay, so after their mom dies, they could not find their dad, right? So after their mom dies, they try to like find other family members from their family and try to live with them because they live like outside of the bombing areas for now. And so they find this old woman and her husband, and they have one kid. And so Seita and Setsuko, they go to this family's house, and they're super nice. Like they gave them food rations, rice, and like rice balls, like good shit basically. But then like he was playing the piano, and the old woman was like, "What are you doing? Like my husband and my child are sacrificing their lives, their times, while you guys are just playing around. Go find a job or something. Like you're living on your own." And like basically every time they did something wrong, like or something like noisy, like Setsuko like crying in the middle of the night, she's like, "What are you doing?" Like my husband and like wife were like sleeping. In my opinion, I believe the wife was fully justified. Like she was like selling all her stuff, and then like the husband was working really hard, and also the daughter was working really hard to like earn income for like rice in the family, while the two children like did not do anything. So I was kind of like pissed off at that because I was like, she does make a fair point of saying like, why are you in this house when you're not doing anything? You just mope off of us, mooch off of us. And so I thought that was really like it was just like a bra moment. So like I was like, okay, whatever. But okay, then and so one night Seita and Setsuko decided to leave the house because they didn't want to apologize for just like for like being rude to the aunt lady who owns the house. And so they escape. They basically run away and they try to buy their own rice, buy their own pots, and like basically Seita like gets all the money out of his mom account and like buys all this stuff, and they start living in this little cave. And then you see like how terrible living in cave is, because even though it has like protection, it does not protect you from the bugs. And so you see like scenes of them being like starved and like bitten by mosquitoes and like all these bugs. And so that pissed me off, just because I was like, you could apologize to your aunt and lived in a nice house, and you could have probably found work somewhere. And so you could have been probably living. But anyways, that scene, ugh, that made me mad. But and so they start living in this cave, and like they live like an okay life. But then his sister started getting sick because like she starts having diarrhea. She doesn't eat that much. She was like crazy at one point because she starts like seeing these marbles as one of the candy drops, and so she starts eating the marbles, and then she ate some sand. I don't know. So like she was dying, but her brother was trying really hard though. Like he like stealed a lot of crops from other people, which is not okay. I believe that's a crime. And so she dies. Like basically that's how it ends. She dies, and it's supposed to be super sad, I guess. I mean, like she died, but I don't know. I didn't feel any emotion about it. I think I was like more mad than anything because they could have lived. They really could have lived if they tried, but none of my problem. But I don't know. Overall thoughts, I did not really enjoy the movie, but I guess it's a good movie that you can just like waste your time on. It only lasts for like an hour and 30 minutes. So like, I don't know. I think I needed to watch that movie just like realize I'm like, kids these days can be dumb. But I don't know. It was okay. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be covering I've Always Liked You, which is also another movie. But we stay something, y'all.